All right, Viking fans, it wasn't pretty, but the Vikings got the W in Miami. Let's talk about that next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Now, if you would, go down, click subscribe, like and follow. That's how it keeps my channel going. That's how it pushes it out to the YouTubes. Thank you for all you do for me. I appreciate it. Now, this game was in Miami, which was in my backyard. I live about 15 miles from the stadium. It was fun. I picked up Rap from Purple Pocket Podcast. 8 o'clock, we got to the stadium. We went to the Vikings World Order tent. One guy's passing out jello shots and syringes. It was a pretty fun day. Got a few pictures taken. I'll probably do more. I did take videos. I did take pictures. I don't know. It was in the moment, man. You got to just live in the moment. It's my first real experience tailgating in a Vikings game, and it's awesome. When I ever went to Minneapolis, man, it was just always so cold. I didn't want to tailgate. So here I am tailgating with Viking fans, and when we went to the South Florida Vikings fan club tent and had a great time there. Free food. It was awesome. The fact that the Vikings came twice now since I've lived down here, once every 8 years it seems. So it sucks that it'll probably be that long again. Hopefully Tampa's around the corner. So we pulled out the W, and I know there's gonna be people that were so upset that we didn't crush them. So am I. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed we didn't crush them. They had some people out. But let's talk about a lot of things that went well for us today. And, first of all, 6 sacks. Danielle Hunter got one late. It was important, turns out, because they were all of a sudden going to come back on us again. But Patrick Jones stepped up. DJ Wan was out. 2 sacks. Big-time sacks. Both, I believe, on third down. Oh, I think maybe Zadarius Smith were on third down. But big-time sacks. One of those guys had both their sacks on third downs. I forget. Zadarius Smith was just a man today. Really took charge. Danielle Hunter continues to get tackles for losses. 6 tackles, 2 for loss, 1 sack. Still a good stat line, man. He's doing his job. He's getting more... he's getting tackles for losses. That's pretty impressive. He's getting like 1 or 2 every week. But Zadarius Smith really stepped up. I was so impressed with him. He's worth every penny. I've been pretty harsh on him against run defense. But when he makes splash plays like he did today and really disrupted the pass game, this is the first game that I think I saw our pass rush be super effective. And that was my big thing going into the game, is we just needed to get after the quarterback today, and we did. It just so happened that they just got on the field so fast so often that it was pretty impressive that our defense withheld the storm in that first half. They gave up a lot of yardage early, but they didn't break. They got a few 3-and-outs and only gave up that 3 points, giving the Vikings a chance. Now, I will talk a little bit about more of the defense. Three turnovers. The interception by Harrison Smith on the bobble. It was great. I mean, they both had their hands under it. They were fighting for it. It popped up in the air. It didn't bounce off the ground or anything. So I think probably the right call. Was I thinking they was going to call it a incomplete pass when I was actually on the concourse watching it on the television while we were getting some food. We cut out with the 2-minute warning going into the half, so I got to see the replays, and it looked like it looked like an interception to me, and that was great, and that was important. We ended up getting that field goal, so hey, I didn't expect the way we played on offense to go into the half 10-3, and that was important. Now, finishing the half strong was important. Now, so 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 1 big time, again by Harrison Smith at the end of the game, because it looked like they were going to, again go down and score on us. Harrison Smith just tries to make a play, ends up knocking the ball out. We get it. Awesome. And then, and I'll talk about the big plays on offense. There was 2 by Justin Jefferson. He had another catch that was pretty good, but 2 that were big backbreakers got us down near the goal line or in the red zone. We ended up scoring 2 touchdowns out of it. He didn't get a touchdown, but he's the one to set him up. And the fact that we weren't getting them to the plays designed to him early was disappointing, and I think that caused us to have so many 3-and-outs today, just a plague of 3-and-outs. But I'll talk about that a little bit. Some important things, historical events that probably lead to the fact that many teams don't play well in Miami. Special teams, huge. Right, 73-yard punt, flipped the field when we needed it. I think I probably led in field position today. We just didn't take advantage of it. That's going to come around. This team is going to come around on special teams. I think they'll be able to self-scout on this defense that we didn't dictate dictate what was to happen on offense. We didn't dictate what was going to happen. Miami was, and we were reacting to it. And it kind of came out in Kevin O'Connell's post-game speech, where they came out in a personnel, and when we're in 11 personnel, they came out in a base defense of, with the base defense players and, with the linebacker instead of a nickel, and, they dictated what they were going to do on us, not the other way around. So I think with self-scouting on the break that they'll be able to figure that out and how to just plan for someone who comes and does that to us again. Big plays on offense. The 2 by Justin Jefferson and the 1 dagger 53 yard run by Dalvin Cook. Saw that was like 2 for 20 or 12 for 24. 12 for 24 before that play hit, and so it was huge for him, man. He should have kept the ball, man, but he threw it in the stands. But his family I didn't go to it. It was near us. We didn't want to intrude, I guess, on that, this family. But people were welcome to come over. They had a tailgate. His mom had a tailgate over there. There was so many Viking fans, by the way. So many Viking fans. The Skull chant was going crazy all the time. We were loud. It was awesome. It was all over the stadium. I would say after we went up 24-10, that people flooded out of the stadium, and then the Vikings fans just took over. It was pretty impressive how many Viking fans showed up for this game. Tailgating everywhere. There were so many Viking fans. It was really impressive. I had people asking me, did all these people come down from Minnesota? I'm like, I'd say from all over the state, and then like half from Minnesota. Who knows? But they just came from everywhere. I saw Nashville, South Carolina, a bunch of places. Now, Dalvin Cook made that huge run. That was awesome. I was thinking during the week, and I didn't say it on air or anything, but I'm like, we just haven't had one break for us. And one of the guys says, we've been working on this, and it's been close, and we finally got that play to hit, and he just made a guy miss, and he did. Left him in the tracks. He hit the hole. He made the right cut. They created the space for him. And then he just had to beat one guy, and he's off to the races, and he still got it, man. He still got it. These guys couldn't catch him. It was amazing. Great run by Dalvin Cook, and it was a backbreaker, man. Backbreaker. Off the turnover. Put us up 24. Well, after the 2-point conversion, which we which we got. We're doing really good at goal line situations. Now 24-10. That was a huge play. Now, here's something to be hang our hat on, man. That's the first win in Miami since 1976 after losing 4 straight. We have not won in Miami since 1976. Man, this was a big win, man. This is, and I saw Rex Ryan talking about this. We had our Vikings.com people talking about too. It was 115 degrees on our side of the field because it's in the sun the whole game. It's the first thing I noticed is that the entire game, the home team Miami is in the shade the whole game, and the Vikings are in the sun the whole game. It was 85 degrees with at least in like 100% humidity. It was so muggy that, you know, and then the sun stayed. There was really no cloud cover. It was partly cloudy, but most of the time the sun was out. And it was said that it was 115 degrees on our sideline and 90 on theirs. And a big testament to the Minnesota Vikings crew that prepared these guys all week for the humidity, made sure they were hydrated. We didn't have any cramping. I guess Tyreek Hill had cramping during the game, missed a series or two, but that was a big deal for us. But the fact that we have they were 8 for 8 their last 8 games in Miami Stadium, or in the Hard Rock Stadium. So we broke their streak, and we broke our losing streak, the one that's been going on since 1976. Huge deal. Take this victory, go into the bye week, get ready for the Cardinals, man. That is going to be a test. I will leave this game saying, hey, we had 3 big plays on offense. We converted on those scores. We had 3 big plays on defense. Sure, we gave up a lot of yards. This was our best run defensive game of the year. They couldn't do anything. They barely anything on the run. Neither could we until Dalvin made that big hit, but they didn't get a big hit like we got. And it's a big testament to our run defense this game. A big testament to our pass rush. This was our best pass rush game. The bend don't break caused turnover defense actually did its job today. I know people are going to say we gave up so many yards. This is the first game that we gave up 4 Hondo that I said, hey, the defense actually stepped up today. Heck, Kevin O'Connell gave them the entire game ball because they're the ones that kept Miami out of the end zone, kept them out of field goal range. We only had two penalties to their 10. We are a disciplined team. We bounced back from that 7 penalty game. The most I think we had other than that was 4 maybe. This was only 2. We're a disciplined team, and that again, I guess I didn't bring this up, but on special teams, I got to see the entire field, and I got to see our special teams and how disciplined they are. This is a big bounce back game from how bad they played the other day. There were plays like with Caleb Evans gets beat by the gunner. Rager catches the ball. Caleb Evans knows he's not going to be able to do anything but cause a penalty, block this guy in the back. He stops. Rager has room to maneuver. Instead of going down with the gunner, Caleb Evans goes to look to block somebody instead. That is amazing discipline that you don't go down trying to, save your punt returner and go block the guy in the back and cause a penalty, get the ball at the 10-yard line instead of the 30. There's that, and so big time discipline. I was awesome to see. Then a big time Rager return like to the 50-yard line. Brian Asamoah running down the field just gets in the way of a guy. just gets in the way, doesn't block him in the back, just runs by him, gets in his way instead of blocking a guy in the back. Big time discipline on this special teams. Really good job, man. We got a couple, we got one big return, one in a couple others that, one was decent. We looked really good on special teams. There was one so-so punt, but the dude was flipping the field on the Miami Dolphins. Really good job. A lot of coverage. This guy was, he could have returned one, but he decided to fair catch it at the 15-yard line. And I think it was because the whole game we were on him like that, and we caused a fumble. We almost had 4 turnovers in this game. Guys, this is a opportunistic defense now. They need to cause the turnovers. Patrick Peterson, I didn't mention him, had a great game. I know people are like, oh, he's got some yardage at the end of the game. Dude made plays, caused big time plays. He made big time plays today. That guy's worth every penny of $5 million. He should probably make more. I don't care what people think. Patrick Peterson having a good year, man. Having a really good year. Bynum played a little bit better. Our linebackers just stacked up tackles again. There was a couple big, I'm going to go more into, things I didn't like about the D. But taking away this victory, keeping it positive, there was a lot of positives in this game. A lot of positives. We just didn't stack up yardage. We didn't stack up, a lot of points. But we did the things to win. I love it. I'll talk more about this game as I go review it. I'll probably watch, figure out why our offense couldn't run the ball. I'll go figure out, how we were so effective on pass rush. Why we allowed so many yards to Tyreek Hill, other than the obvious reasons. And then just I'll break it down a lot more in the future. I got 2 weeks to do it. I love you guys. Thank you for listening in. It was a great time. I'll share some pictures in future videos. This was a great time. I loved it. It was fun to have the Vikings in my backyard. Skol Vikings. This is Skol World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skol World. See you next time. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Skol Vikes.